Hi everyone. We have a bit of a different video for you today. With everything happening in the past week in the media, we wanted to provide a little clarity. So let's get into it. First off, DEI and affirmative action are two different things. I know everyone's been smushing them together and acting like DEI hires is a phrase that makes sense, but it really doesn't. What they're talking about is affirmative action. Affirmative action is a law that goes all the way back to the 1964 Civil Rights Act, or Title VII. There have been many executive orders over the years that have worked to strengthen this law. The definition of affirmative action states that applicants, employees, and former employees are protected from employment discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, including pregnancy, sexual orientation or gender identity, national origin, age, disability, and genetic information. There's been a lot of misinformation out there about DEI hires. It's everywhere I look. What they're insinuating is that affirmative action is forcing employers to hire employees based on their protected class status so that they can check a box or fill a quota, rather than hiring qualified employees for the job. That is simply not true. What affirmative action does do is rely on the use of goals. Having established a goal which is tied to the availability of qualified minority and women workers in the labor market, the employer pledges a good faith effort to achieve the goal. Let's make that very clear. It relies on the availability of qualified workers in the labor market. If any applicant, including applicants of minorities and with disabilities, is unqualified for or unable to complete the job duties required, they will not be considered for said position. Affirmative action, therefore, means to take positive steps toward ending discrimination, preventing its recurrence, and creating new opportunities previously denied to minorities and women. It's a little hard to argue with that. DEI actually refers to voluntary programs and initiatives aimed at creating a more inclusive and safe work environment. Diversity is embracing the differences everyone brings to the table, whether those are someone's race, age, ethnicity, religion, gender, sexual orientation, physical ability, or other aspects of social identity. Equity is treating everyone fairly and providing equal opportunities. Inclusion is respecting everyone's voice and creating a culture in which people from all backgrounds feel encouraged to express their ideas and perspectives. If anyone is wondering whether or not we actually still need these initiatives, research has found that although white men make up only 48% of the college-educated workforce, they hold over 90% of the top jobs in the news media, 96% of CEO positions, 86% of law firm partnerships, and 85% of tenured college faculty positions. Yikes. The wild part is, you can't argue with these numbers. Diverse and inclusive companies have employee retention rates of 5.4 times higher than non-inclusive companies. 88% of large employers see their DEI initiatives as necessary, and 80% of them view them positively. Companies with women on executive teams have a 39% higher likelihood of profitability. Hang on, it is not all bad news. There are plenty of companies, big companies out there saying they want to do the right thing and stand by their DEI initiatives. We are talking big airlines, Apple, Cisco, Costco, Delta, ELF, Etsy, JP Morgan Chase, Microsoft, NASDAQ, Pinterest, and Salesforce. Whew. That gives me a little confidence. We are currently beta testing our app, and we are so excited. If you'd like to get involved, please reach out. Comment below, send us a DM, email us. All of our contact info and research is below in the description. We would love to connect with you. Thank you for watching.